Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then welcome. Today's pick a card reading is an interesting one. We are going to see, why do people stare at you? In front of me, I have 3 different options, each with a different image and stone. Choose the one that really calls out to you. This is group 1, group 2, and group 3. Okay, let's get started. Hey, group number 1. Okay, so why do people stare at you? Okay, so instantly what came to me when I looked at these cards is that you guys come across like you're somebody who is blazing down your path, okay? And I'm literally, what came to me with that is like when people see you, you appear like you're a woman or a man on a mission, okay? I feel like you have like this brisk walk. You look like you're on a mission, basically, okay? Like you're up to something important and it's interesting to people, okay? So I feel like you just, like every movement you make physically is like deliberate, okay? So yeah, there's definitely this fierceness about you, okay? We have the shark card that came out for you as well. I feel like you've got your eye on your goal, okay? And you have this fiery ambition about you. And so like when you walk past somebody or walk into a room, there's just this like confident air about you, okay? And I feel like heads turn because of that. I also feel like you guys are attractive, you know, and that's also why people stare, but it's like more than that. It's like just your presence. It's intense, it's powerful, okay? You have very boss-like vibes. In fact, with justice here and just in general, I often get for my group 1s, like you guys remind me of lawyers, okay? I'm even getting like some of you dress, you know, up for work. Others of you definitely have like a jacket or a blazer, boots that you like to wear. And then I do feel like on your downtime, like you're more in the flowy, looser clothes. So, you know, when people see you out in public, it's like, well, it depends. Like if you're on your way to work or at work, it's like you definitely, this is a general reading, so it's not going to be the same for all of you, but those of you that I'm picking up on, it's like you have a very sophisticated, classy look to you, okay? Like you dress it up. So you look well put together. Whether you feel like you are or not, like that's what people see. Somebody who's on a mission, who's well put together, very classy, okay, bougie even. You might even have like designer handbags. When you speak, okay, you speak very confidently, very deliberately. I'm even getting like a lot of eyes might be on you. Okay, like I'm getting, you guys have this superstar factor to you, and people are just awed, and they're like mesmerized by how it's like you work your magic, okay? Like whatever you do, you go all out, whether it's work or having a good time, okay? You don't have to do anything, okay? Some of you might actually be in the spotlight. Others of you, you know, you show up fully, and that alone makes you shine like a star. But I'm actually getting for a lot of you that choose group 1 that you do have a lot of eyes on you, like whatever it is that you do for a living. Or it could even be whatever you're doing on the side. Okay, take which resonates. So with that, you know, I'm feeling like I said, like people are mesmerized by you. They admire what you do. They admire how you do it. Okay, I feel like you have such a unique way of being that you stand out. Like if there was a forest full of trees, okay, you guys would be the blossom tree. You just have such a unique vibe and way that you are. And, you know, I feel like your clothes and your hair and your makeup, if you wear it, all reflect that. Like, it's like you have your own self-expression, okay, your own way of showing who you are. So the outer reflects the inner. Oh, yeah, there's my communication card. I already touched on, like, how you guys speak, but, yeah, I feel like you guys are very well-spoken. You know, like, group 1, if you don't speak for a living or have to speak, I feel like you should, okay? Like, that's not going to go for all of you, but those of you that it resonates with, In fact, it's interesting. We even have I drew a star underneath it, and that's never quite like stood out in a reading for me until now. Like, I feel like it all goes hand in hand. Your stardom, you know, and the way that you speak. So that's interesting. Like, basically what I'm trying to say is your star factor not only comes from who you are and how you show up fully, but whatever it is that you're communicating to others, like, that's where you work your magic, is what I'm trying to say here. Yeah. Okay, so you guys do come across to others like you keep to yourself. So you do have a bit of a mysterious vibe to you. So you're like this butterfly that's off doing its own thing, okay? You're like beautiful or handsome to look at, you know. People find you, from what they know about you, like they find you to be a catch. Like I said, like that's definitely one of the reasons why people stare at you. Like, you guys are attractive, okay? But it's interesting because I'm actually getting, and you're hard to pin down. I feel like you're very goal-oriented, you're very ambitious, so you are busy typically. Okay, so what came to me when I saw my butterfly card is that float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Okay, Muhammad Ali's saying, like, yeah, I'm getting that you guys are like that. Okay, you kind of like on one hand go with the flow, you know, floating like a butterfly, but then that fierceness, right? Like, you know, there's a balance. So it's like you won't hesitate to, you know, speak up if it comes to you, to cut someone out if it comes to you. Okay, you're very true to yourself in that way. But going back to why people stare at you and what that has to do with it, I feel like that's just like you in life though, okay? It's kind of like you know when to be more fierce in delivery, and you know when to be more like a butterfly. Okay, so it's a bit of like you've got this balance of dipping into the masculine and then the feminine. So I feel like people are intrigued by that, okay? So I feel like that's also why they stare at you, okay? Like, it's just you, again, you show up with this unique blend to you. So even though you're fierce, you're like fierce with a heart, you know? You do ultimately want what's best for you and everybody else. Oh, also, I was called to write this on a yellow index card for you guys. So I feel like for some of you that's going to be significant for some reason. It could be your favorite color. There could be some other significance to it. But yeah, okay, so going back off the looks. Okay, so I'm definitely getting that there is something about your guys' hair that is different, okay? It's like it could be unconventional somehow. It's just, again, representing you, okay? Your unique self. And group one, if you feel like sharing about any of this, like what it is, like whether it's your hair or, you know, feel free. I'm always curious. Okay, so we had somebody come through specifically that says nobody else makes me feel this way. Okay, so this is definitely somebody who's interested in you guys romantically. And I feel like this is them admitting like why they stare at you. They're like, nobody else makes me feel the way that you do. Okay, so it's like whenever they get the chance, like they're gonna stare at you. And this could be on social media if you don't actually see this person. Group one, who is this person? And you guys definitely, okay, so this was my apple card I made, but one of the apples is missing. So what came to me when this card came out is it's like people wonder when they look at you, like, are you with somebody? Are you taken? Okay. Like on one hand, they feel like somebody as fine as you can't be single, but then on the other hand, like we all know that's not true, you know? But, yeah, you got people, like people who are interested in you romantically, they stare at you and they wonder about you, okay? Like they want to get to know you. That goes back to the mysterious vibe of you keeping to yourself, okay? And, you know, they naturally wonder, like, are you taken? Like, would you date them? Okay, you've got a lot of people curious and wondering that. But those that you do open up to actually find you guys, okay? Because sometimes some of you can initially come across as being somewhat cold, but then as soon as you like acknowledge their presence, you know, and like start talking, they're like, ooh, this person's actually really warm. And they also like find you to be really like naturally funny, okay? So I'm getting that people often stare at you because they're like pleasantly surprised that, you know, oh, not only are they good looking, but they're actually like friendly, you know, and warm and funny. So like you guys are honestly like the full package. You're very ambitious, driven, funny, you know, you have a style about you. You look good in anything that you wear, you know, so it's honestly no surprise that people stare. Okay, group number 1, this is what I see for you guys. If this resonates, let me know in the comments, and if it does, don't forget to give it a like. Thank you all so much for being here. Bye, guys. Hey, group number 2. Okay, so why do people stare at you? Okay, so upon looking at these cards, the first impression that comes to me is that, you know, her back is facing towards us, but she is definitely immersed in whatever it is that she's doing. So it's kind of like you guys come across to others like you're in your own little world doing your own thing, and you really almost could like care less like what's going on around you, okay? So I feel like on one hand, it's like you are fully in the moment doing what you're doing, okay? And you know, often if it's something you're passionate about, it's like, what is more attractive than that? Like, yes, you guys are attractive and that's one reason like people stare, but even more so than that, it's like you guys are just fully immersed in whatever it is that you're doing, okay? So like people take notice of that, and what's interesting is it's like you guys don't even necessarily notice who's noticing you, okay? Which makes you even more attractive in a way, because it's not like you're doing things just to get that attention. Yeah, so it's like authentic. Don't get me wrong, okay? Even though I said like you guys don't notice who's around you, that's not like all the time. That's just like what people notice about you and why they stare. You guys are definitely very observant. Okay, like if you're not immersed in something and you're in a room full of people, you're very observant. So you've got it all, group 2. Like you can do it all. Okay, so with the other cards, what comes to me with this is like, you guys just have such a like genuine, pure spirit, okay? Like there is something so bright and positive about this group that all I can think is like people just feel happier in your presence. And yeah, I feel like you leave people feeling better than before they saw you, basically. So it's kind of like, I just get this like feeling that, you know, people, they love being around you. Okay, there's just something about your energy that's uplifting naturally. It could be you just flashing someone a smile. Yeah, you just have a very upbeat attitude for the most part. Like you're human, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so with the third card, this is interesting. I kind of get the feeling that you kind of have people wrapped around your finger. Okay, group 3. And what also comes to me about that is it's like you're naturally charming. Okay, like I don't feel like you guys even have to try. You're like this dolphin, okay? You're upbeat, you're playful, you're carefree. Mixed with that is a bit of feistiness, okay? You might even kind of somewhat flirt when you talk, but like, you're not really. It's just your charm, okay? It's addictive, like your personality, your energy, your vibe. So it's like I said, like people feel good about who they are in your presence. So that's what gets them like staring. They're like, who are you? Okay, group 2, you're like an earth angel. But at the same time, you also have a fierceness about you, okay? A fierce, independent, I'm good with or without you type of vibe. I am off doing my own thing while noticing what you're doing. Okay, like I said, like you do have this back and forth. 1 minute, you know, you might not notice others, and then the next minute you do. Okay, it's like, but either way, it's like, yeah, you're this amazing blend of fierce but upbeat, and you just radiate with a light and leave people feeling better, all the while being this independent person. So it's kind of like, you know, those that know you know this, and I feel like when you choose them, they feel special. Okay, kind of like if a cat comes by you, it chose you. It's not because you called it. Okay, that's you guys. This is interesting. So those of you that are feminine, like, come across as being pretty feminine, like in touch with that feminine side, and I feel like it's really attractive to others. I feel like you have a unique aesthetic to your style. Okay, like you could literally, you guys are a natural beauty or naturally handsome, but it's kind of like whatever you put on looks good. But I do feel like for the feminine watching, like you have a unique aesthetic. Okay, like you put certain colors together, like pink and black or pink and white. Okay, just something like that. And for the masculines watching, I feel like you're pretty muscular. Okay, so I feel like the masculines are pretty in touch with their masculinity, and the feminines are really in touch with their femininity. Like you embrace it. Don't get me wrong, I feel like both have a blend. Okay, but I'm just feeling like you guys, whoever chose group 2, really embrace it. Some of the feminine might be somewhat muscular too, though. I'm also getting like some of you lift weights. But like you can still be feminine. You know what I mean? Like there is also like this shock factor with you guys. Okay, so as soon as people think like they've got you pegged, they can get a read on you, like you say or do something that throws them. Okay, which could also be why people stare. So just when people think they know, like you switch things up. All in all, though, you guys are definitely guided by what inspires you. Okay, I feel like you're very creative individuals. And whenever you guys post stuff that's you doing whatever, again, I keep going back to the passion, whatever you're passionate about, like it inspires others. Okay, this is why people stare at you. Like they're like, how did you do that? Like people think you're naturally talented, and I feel like in some ways you are, and in other ways you might have had to put in some, you know, practice, hours, you know, studying, researching. People don't get to see the behind the scenes, you know, unless they do, but they think like, wow, like I'm getting maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. No, but you know what I mean. Like that is when you're doing whatever it is that you do that's creative, that you're passionate about. You guys might have a few different things I'm getting that you might be juggling. You're like King Midas group 2. Like whatever you touch turns to gold, so to speak. Like in other people's eyes. And like the magician. Like they think, how did you do that? I'm just getting some kind of like wow shock factor that like inspires others. So group 2, if you feel like sharing what that is, feel free. Okay, so you guys definitely have a lot of different people crushing on you. We also have Leo here, so it's possible some of you could be in the spotlight, or again, like you have a lot of eyes on you. Could be what you do for a living or as a hobby, okay, or both. And along with that comes a lot of different people who are crushing on you. So, you know, they're definitely staring. They're wondering about you, you know, like they want to know more about you. They want to know if you're taken or not. Also, similar to group 1, I feel like some of you could communicate for a living, or you communicate on social media, and like people just, they love it. Like they could listen to you speak forever. Your voice, the way you speak, all of that. You have fans and followers group too. Okay, yeah, and there's definitely like a free spirit vibe to you, and like, I'm gonna do things my own way, okay? It could be like wanting to live the unconventional path, you know, or be your own boss, I'm getting. Yeah, just, you know, basically you guys want to be true to yourself is what I'm seeing. You guys also have really nice eyes, I feel like, and that is also why people stare at you. You also have an intense model-like stare, as I call it. Okay, you're also it could be one ex, but it could be multiple exes, I'm getting. Like, you're seen to be like the one that got away. And I know some of you are going to be like, what? Like, they broke up with me, or I broke up with them because I had to, because of them doing, you know, this and that. Doesn't matter. Like, it's coming through strong that you're definitely that ex. Okay. You're the one that they check out your social media. They wonder, like, if things could have been different. Like, how could you two have made it? You know, they wonder if they'll ever be as happy if they're with somebody like else now. Will they ever quite be as happy as they were with you? Like, they compare it. And I feel like they reason, you know, they justify being with this new person. But I feel like you're just like one of those people that people quite never get over, no matter how much they try. So I would not be surprised if the exes weren't staring at your social media, okay? Like, they think you look good, they miss you, they wonder what you're up to, all that. On top of, okay, the people crushing on you, they're doing the exact same thing, okay? It's really interesting. It's like, you guys already appear on social media like you live an inspiring life, but people are really curious though. Like, you guys come across like you're adventurous, okay? And that may not necessarily be like you're traveling, but the way that you post, I feel like, it makes people intrigued. Okay, they want to know more about you. They want to know, like, what's your next adventure. You might even post the creative thing that you do. And, you know, you guys have exes and crushes, okay? Like, staring at you. In person, on social media, doesn't matter, okay? All eyes are on you, group 2. Okay, group number 2, this is what I see for you guys. If this resonates, let me know in the comments. And if it does, don't forget to give it a like. Thank you all so much for being here. Bye, guys. Hey, group number 3. Okay, so why do people stare at you? Okay, so upon looking at these cards, what came to me is that, especially leading with the 6 of Cups here, is that you guys come across, like, when people meet you, they feel like they've known you. Okay, I find that to be interesting, that you guys have that effect on people. And I literally feel like it's like your energy, your vibe, your aura. And they instantly feel connected to you. And I feel like they crave your presence, honestly. And they look at you as if by, like, your magic. Like, how'd you do that? Like, why do I feel connected to you? And we just met, okay? Yeah, in fact, what's coming to me is, like, you guys have, like, this kismet type of vibe to you, okay? And in fact, along with that, my serendipity card came out. So people feel like, kind of like, I don't know why, but you're in my life for a reason, okay? And this isn't just like people who are romantically interested in you. This could be acquaintances, friends, okay? In fact, I'm actually getting, now that I'm talking about it, if any of you have ever read like Celestine Prophecy, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, that book is really big on like synchronicities and like paths crossing for, like, you know, some divine purpose. And I feel like that's you guys. Like, that's what people feel when they meet you. And it may not even totally be conscious, okay? That's what's also interesting. It's just like this knowing on some level. Yeah, and you know, that's not gonna be everybody, obviously, but I am picking up on that for people. So it could be that you guys are kind of like attracting your tribe at this point, you know, diving into the spirituality. And, you know, people who check out pick-a cards are definitely intuitive, and it's like intuition only gets stronger the more you use it. So it's like you guys, you know, you're fine-tuning that, and I feel like now you're attracting that, like others that feel it too. So that's really cool to see, group 3. All right, so going off your guys' vibes even more, we have, when people meet you, it's like that song, like, it felt like springtime on this February morning. Okay, and also what came to me is like, and I've said this to you guys before, you guys are like an oasis in a desert, okay? So like when life can seem arduous and serious and just kind of, you know, it's like you guys are, you're the spring after a long winter, you know, you're the oasis in a desert. It's like you guys, there's just something about you that is so like refreshing to people. It's like you bring life into the room, you know, that people are in. Or you would be the type that if, you know, everybody in school was being all serious, you might like say something funny out loud, you know, like kind of class clownish, but it's honestly, I feel like laughter is healing though. So I honestly feel like it like brings a gift. And being funny is one example, okay? But, and yes, you know, there can be a time and place for that, but I feel like you get what I'm saying though. Or like if somebody's going through a hard time, you know, you're that ear to listen, and then it's almost like, you know, you might just say something that seems kind of simple to you, but to them it'll be like, yes, wow, like a light goes off, okay? So I feel like you guys, you have that. So again, going off, again, it's like energetic and vibes. I feel like that alone, people feeling like, it's like you bring relief to the situation, okay? And it's like people don't know why, but they feel better with you being there, and whatever it is that you're saying, or, you know, just you smiling and laughing, people feel like everything's going to be all right. And I feel like that is such a gift. Like you're a natural healer, group 3. The other thing going off that is like when you guys speak, people love to listen to you speak. So often they will stare at you when you're talking, okay? And it has to do with your voice, the way that you speak. You're very well spoken, okay? Yeah, it's quite an experience for people, okay? It's like ASMR to the ears. They could just listen to you speak forever. You guys also come across like you have a very bold gaze, okay? It can make people look away. It's intense, but at the same time, I feel like they like it, okay? Like, you guys have attractive eyes, and those that are interested in you romantically will meet your gaze, okay? So if you see somebody staring back at you, like, you know. You guys also come across like you're nonchalant, cool, okay? And although I do get that my group 3s have great work ethic and are strong, tough individuals, very much so, you guys are like the phoenix that rised from the ashes, okay? Like you've bounced back from so many challenges, and it's like you're stronger, better, wiser, okay? So on top of having that ambitious, fiery nature to you, you also have a very cool, laid-back nature to you, so that's an amazing blend to have. So I feel like, you know, depending on which mode you're in, like if you're in that go-getter work mode, like people will be staring at you because you're in your element, you're doing your thing, you're doing it amazingly, okay? You guys are a quick study too. Really good at what you do. You really shine in whatever it is that you're passionate about. But then when you're in your laid back, cool mode, it's just like, you just come across like you're your own unique person who's got their own unique way of like being and speaking, and your clothes are just different. And I just get people like staring at you, like they like how you're so your own person, like you're not trying to be somebody else to like fit in, like you're trendy and cool, but like you've also got your own twist on everything. And with that, you guys also come across like a rebel. And for me, like rebel is definitely somebody who's true to themselves, okay? So I always say like a rebel with a cause. You know, you're being true to yourself. You're like shaking things up, or they need to be shooken up, speaking out for yourself or others. And, you know, making moves, basically. But okay, going off that though too, I am getting that to some people you guys come across like a player, okay? And what that could mean doesn't mean you're a player, but kind of non-committal energy, okay? Like somebody who's just like could get hit up a lot, you know. People find you to be a catch, so they figure you're choosy. It could be entertaining multiple people when single. Like that's not player, it's just, you know, just seeing like who fits you, you know, like. But so rebel player, you just come across like a badass, basically, okay? And that's going to be different for all of you on why exactly that is, but I feel like you'll know. And I just I see people like staring and wondering about you. You guys kind of come across like you don't need anyone romantically, so that like makes people automatically want you, okay? Like a magnet. Like it could be partly like about the chase, but it's also they think you're a catch, you know? But with the rebel, you definitely do things your own way. Could be kind of unconventional. People admire that. They're like, wow, look at this person. They're like embarking on this path that not a lot of people have done. So they respect that. They're intrigued by that. People think you're a catch, but they think you're also hard to get. So, yeah. But yeah, you know, just going back off of you, the way you talk and the way that you are, it's like all that combined, people just could stare at you. They're mesmerized by you, group 3. Okay, this is really interesting. So even though you guys come across to your crushes, like whoever's crushing on you, like you could be the opposite of what they typically go for, but they don't care. Because you've got that it factor, okay? Like they want to know more about you. And they want to take a chance to be with you. Okay, we have Gemini here, so I feel like when you do talk to people, like you come across like a Gemini, okay, very intelligent, witty, charming, life of the party, great conversationalist. You can go deep, you can go not deep, like you can do whatever because you're that good at talking. You guys definitely have a mysterious vibe to you, okay? And like people who are romantically interested in you can't figure you out. So, you know, if they know about these kinds of videos, no doubt they'd be checking videos out on you, trying to get a read on you. But yeah, you know, it's just that's the way it is and that's the way you like it. But you definitely do open up to those that you feel that 6 of Cups with, okay? That connectedness, that trust, you, like when you get a read on people intuitively, you're like, all right, I know if I can open up to you or not. All in all, group 3, you make people feel brand new, okay? And like anything is possible in life. And I feel like that's because that's how you live, okay? You strive to live an inspired life and to immerse yourself in things that you're passionate about. And it's a contagious type of energy, you know, that when people feel that way in your presence, especially people who are crushing on you, they often think like you're the one, okay? Like you come across like you're the full package. They love how they feel in your presence. And yeah, I just feel like you bring such a new perspective to life for people, okay? Definitely getting like hangman energy with that. And you just make like Whereas people might have before meeting you kind of dreaded the unknown, it's like you make it seem exciting and like it's an adventure, okay? So that's just it. Like the same thing could be happening, but with the flip of perspective, which is what you bring, it's like all of a sudden people look forward to things. Okay, group number 3, this is what I see for you guys. If this resonates, let me know in the comments, and if it does, don't forget to give it a like. Thank you all so much for being here. Bye, guys.